These are good days. Everything is going good with everything, 'cause these are good days. It's going good with everything, it's going good with everything. I know that because these are good days. Everything is going good with everything, 'cause these are good days. Good days.
Good days.
Welcome to These Are Good Days with Leanne Miller.
And Matt Barris.
Well, Matt,
Yeah.
I got real glasses,
I know.
the real kind.
You're not just peepers.
No,
You're not a
more,
little peeper.
Yeah, no more just readers.
Yeah.
They're real glasses.
Are they called?
I was starting to squint.
Are they called transitions?
Transitional lenses.
Oh.
So I have bifocals, the readers in the bottom and distance at the top. It takes a little getting used to.
Well, I'm not there yet. Someone I have said recently in the last 6 months or so, I've noticed when I look at my phone, I pull it away sometimes, and someone told me, "Don't get readers because you'll get hooked on them. Wait."
I was 47.
I'm gonna wait till I'm 47, but right now I'm 41.
41. Well,
41.
I am 57.
Oh.
And the time has come for real glasses.
Well, you've lasted a long time with peepers.
I have.
I
And,
know.
it'll be kind of nice not to have 14 pairs laying around everywhere.
So this is it.
Yeah, this is
What
it.
I'm seeing you in is your forever glasses right now.
Well, I kind of want to get a second pair. I kind of want to have a.
Yeah.
I want to have a pair that I can swap in and out. I don't know. I might try the Warby Parker or.
What are you doing
something
with
like
all
that.
your peepers?
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to have to give them away.
See if Mallory wants them.
Okay. Does she wear readers?
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Oh.
No, Mallory has a prescription. I do know that. She has a prescription.
Okay. Good days.
Hey, here's my good day.
Okay.
Listen, this last weekend we did something. So we had time off from work because of conferences and
Okay.
teacher in-service days and those kind of
yes.
things. So we had a last Friday off. And Mallory and I were talking about something to do with the kids. Listen, this winter's been long. It's been a long winter.
It's been long and hard winter.
And so we decided.
Cold, so cold.
Yeah,
Matt.
it's cold, so cold.
So cold.
We decided to do something really fun with the kids. So we woke up on a Friday morning. We had Friday off. Woke up on Friday. We went down to Columbus. We went to a place called COSI, which is a science center.
Yes.
They have a traveling exhibit right now about Pixar movies and how Pixar movies are made. So
Okay.
like Monsters Inc.,
Yeah, the
Toy
kids
Story.
the boys love
And
that.
it
I
shows
know
the
they did.
technology
Yes.
behind it and all that stuff. And it's just a really cool place. So we went to COSI. We
Where'd you stay?
I'm not there yet.
Okay.
After COSI, we took the kid. Well, I am there, sure. We stayed at Embassy Suites.
Embassy Suites, if you are listening.
Listen, I posted a picture of the lobby because it's unmistakable. Did you see that picture?
Yes, I
the
did.
unmistakable lobby.
I also saw a picture of your breakfast.
Oh, the breakfast.
omelet.
The breakfast. So many people were like, they need to sponsor you. Oh my gosh, you're in Embassy Suites.
Mm-hmm.
I literally had 3 people say, I've tried Embassy Suites because of you, and now I'm hooked.
Pull up Embassy
I
Suites.
know. It's a profound movement that's
Yes,
happening around here.
Yes.
So yeah, we went to an Embassy Suites in Columbus. We checked in. You can check in at 4:00. We actually got there early. We got there around 3 and they accommodated us. So
Did they have a pool?
They have a pool.
Did the kids swim?
The kids swam. You're not letting me tell you my whole good day. So we went to the hotel around 3. We just kind of rested, relaxed.
Hung out.
Then we took the kids out to a Valentine's dinner that was so fun. And we went to the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, Cheesecake Factory. If you're listening. Listen, I want
It was so
to
fun.
say something.
Say something.
I know that your children love the Cheesecake Factory.
They loved it.
They loved it. I know. They're just, and they are so easy to please.
They're
those
easy to
kids.
please. My kids are so fun.
You could have taken them to like a hot dog stand.
I know.
And they would have loved it.
They're so fun. So we said we're going to do a fancy dinner. We told them to pack church clothes. That's like the way that we talk about it.
So fun.
I want you to pack some church clothes because we're going to do a fancy dinner. So we went to Cheesecake Factory, had a lovely dinner. And then we let each of the kids pick out a piece of cheesecake to go
to eat at the
hotel, which was so fun. They gave us forks and all the things. And then before we left the area, we were at Polaris. It's like a mall area Next door was a Barnes and Noble, and for Valentine's Day, we let each of the kids pick out a book, which was really fun for them. Fitz, my middle child, listen, if anyone's out there, my middle child is really into Greek mythology right now. So we got a Greek mythology book.
Okay.
We did that. We went back, we swam in the pool, and then we had cheesecake for dessert at like 9 o'clock, which is like in kid world, 9
it's the
o'clock
best.
is like midnight. It's like they stayed up all
Yeah,
night.
and they had 9 o'clock cheesecake in bed. What
I
could
know,
be
right?
better?
What could be better?
I have a question.
Yeah.
What cheesecake did you get?
Well, we only got 3 because we
Okay.
really didn't need 5.
Okay, all right.
Fitz and I, so my middle child and I have a very similar palate,
Okay.
and we're very similar in a lot of ways.
Okay.
So Fitz got a tuxedo cheesecake, which is like a layer of cheesecake, and the bottom layer is cake, like
Okay.
fudgy brownie cake.
Okay.
Remy got red velvet cheesecake, which is like icing and
I've had that
cheesecake.
one. Delicious.
Luca, traditional, strawberry covered,
Doesn't
white.
surprise me. Which
He
one
is
was your favorite?
just- It was the tuxedo.
Okay.
The tuxedo. But you know what? There is something so special about just a regular cheesecake.
Yeah.
So it was so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did that. And then Saturday, we woke up, had a great breakfast. We had omelets to order. Go back. We've talked about the Embassy Suites. They have a delicious free breakfast, omelets to order, all the things. And then we spent the day with just Maggie, Hobby Matt, and Disney Danielle and their kids. And it was great.
So nice.
It was so great. So it was just such a fun 2 days. And it was a way we got away. We celebrated the kids for Valentine's Day as a family and just had a lot of fun.
Listen, here's the thing.
Tell me.
If you said last week about hanging around with great people. Like you can have good friends, but you want to invest your time in great people.
That's right.
Great friends. And that takes effort, Matt.
It truly does.
It does, especially if they live in a different town, right?
It does.
So my good days were similar, and it was right in a row, Friday, Saturday. And you're probably going to make fun of me because it seems a little bit crazy. So last Friday morning, I had breakfast with my friend Trisha.
Yeah. Piecraft.
Yes.
Know her, love her.
Yep. Attorney in downtown Worcester. Really, really great person. Great family. Her and her husband work at Critchfield Law Firm. Critchfield Law Firm, if you're listening. Yeah, they could sponsor this
we'll
podcast.
take a lawyer.
Yeah, we'll take a lawyer or two.
We'll take a lawyer like them.
Had breakfast at Farmer Boy. Have you been there?
I have not.
Okay, Farmer Boy.
Is this where you think I'm going to make fun of you?
Nope. Farmer Boy.
Because I thought about it.
Farmer Boy burnt down.
Yeah.
To the ground.
They
rebuilt it, and it's lovely. And the breakfast was solid.
I'm proud of you.
Then, well, what had happened, and Trisha, forgive me if you listen to this and you didn't know, but I had double booked myself for lunch. But Trisha had said we could do breakfast or we could do lunch. So I said to Trisha, could we actually do breakfast? And she said yes. So I had lunch with Miriam Beachy, my mentor, lover, and Wilma, part of the counselor cluster. So I literally went from breakfast to lunch, like because Strasbourg is 45 minutes away. We went to El Campesino. Yes, El Campesino in Strasbourg.
Yeah.
It was lovely. It was so good. Give me all the chips and salsa and queso at a Mexican restaurant. I loved it.
Same.
So we sat there until we could not sit there any longer.
Got a bed sore.
We just sat there for hours. But then what happened the next day is that I had breakfast club. So I literally went. I felt like I went breakfast, lunch, breakfast. It's exact. I don't feel like I did. I did do that.
Yeah.
So the next morning, on Saturday morning, I had breakfast club with my breakfast club, and for the first time in a very long time, Matt, we actually did what we're called. We went out to breakfast at a location, all 4 of us, and we sat and we just hashed it out. We had such a great breakfast at a place called Salt Creek Cafe. If you are listening in Fredericksburg,
I've never been there.
The most delicious coffee right now that Mel Yoder has been influencing everybody from hither and thon. That has been influencing everyone to get. It's a salted white maple latte with cold foam. I really don't have all that right, but if you go in and you tell them at Salt Creek Cafe that you want Mel Yoder's drink and it's the salted.
Wow.
I mean, honestly, that's how many
Mel's
people go.
famous.
I mean, it is such a good drink. So we had a long breakfast there. Then we went to Salt Creek Mercantile.
Love it.
And then we went to a little place called Backyard Herbs. And
Yeah.
we just spent time together.
I support it all.
And, here's the thing. Get around people that will tell you the hard things.
Yeah.
But they'll
right.
do it in love so that you're a better person.
Yeah.
And they'll do it in a way that you are like, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I needed to hear that. You're right. Actually, I told Missy Herrera that I felt like punching her in the face because I said I should punch you in the face. And she said, yeah, you should, right here in the nose. Because Missy Herrera is one of the most talented writers. She is so good with words.
Yeah, she is.
And she is doing a workshop for Bluffton University. She's been asked to do
That's
a writing
cool.
workshop for their English department for future students there that are seniors in high school and for their current students there in English.
That's cool.
Because she's been a columnist and she's also started writing for some online publications.
Yeah, that's
and she
really
has
cool.
a Substack. So find her. She's Junk Babe on Instagram. And I would just encourage you to sign up for her Substack because it's really, really good. And you know what? Missy has taught me a lot because I haven't always agreed with Missy on everything with politics and different things out there in the world, but she really has taught me so much. And I really find that I agree with her on more than I don't agree with her on.
Sure.
And
That's how it usually, honestly,
yes,
that's how it usually
and
is.
Missy continually underestimates herself
Yeah.
and undervalues herself. And I told her I wanted to punch her in the face because of it. Because listen, your friends are the people that can look at you and say, please start seeing yourself the way that I see you.
Well, you
because
told me
you're-"
that last week.
Yes.
You told me that last
Why
week.
don't we do it?
I know.
It's something. I think it's something all of us can work on because I think if we believe the best about ourselves and that we could do anything, that we probably could do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually had a follow-up conversation with a friend that said the same thing in the same week. It was Thursday morning after the podcast aired, and it was the same thing. Hey,
I agree with that friend.
It was Sarah Reith, our dear friend that we love.
Thank you, Sarah. I agree with you.
I know. Hey, before we jump into our topic today, we have not talked about something that grinds our gears. Listen, around here on These Are Good Days, we talk about joy. We talk about hope. We talk about love.
We talk about the ordinary being extraordinary.
That's right. But you know what? Sometimes you just need to say something that just
Grinds
really gets
your
under your
gears.
skin.
What grinds
like a
yours?
bee in your bonnet. This is a bee in my bonnet.
Okay.
When people text me vague texts, this
Example, please.
or vague emails.
Do I ever do that?
No,
Okay.
no, you usually say it all. You just lay it all out there. But I don't like when people are like, hey, we need to talk.
Oh,
About what?
No.
Is it bad? Is it good?
Yeah, I don't
Because
like
listen,
I don't like that.
this boy may be on Wellbutrin, but I still don't like anxiety. Okay? Like, I still don't like it. I still don't want it. I don't like you stressing me out, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't like
tell
that
me, give me
either.
some context.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me, like, hey, I'm thinking about a dinner party where people dress up. Do you think that's a good idea? Let's talk in an hour.
Yeah. Instead of
Or
we need to
because
talk.
if you don't tell me that,
Yes.
my mind's gonna be like, hey,
It's something bad.
I'm gonna cut
Yes.
you the next time I see you because
Or I don't want to be friends anymore. Or
right, or
you
like
upset
you hurt
me.
my
Yeah.
like
yeah.
I need more.
Yes,
So
yes.
like if you do anything to me,
understand.
do not send me the vague texts.
I
It
understand.
drives me bananas.
I understand.
No.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, what about you?
Something that grinds my gears. I've traveled lately, so it's just in the forefront of my mind.
Yeah.
You know, when you jump up in the plane,
Listen, oh my gosh, let's make a shirt. Let's buy a freaking billboard about this because I'm with you.
why?
I'm going to be a suffragette with you about this.
Why? Why do you need to do that?
Listen,
You don't need to do that. And then you're hovering.
oh,
You're standing.
then your back's hunched over, you're in my face.
You're hovering.
Or you got a
You're
bag
hovering.
that's hitting me on the
You're
shoulder.
hovering. You're hovering. And listen, there are 40 more people in front of you. We're not moving. We're not moving. So why are your face?
Where do you think you're going?
Your face.
Like, do you where do have you ever exited it? You listen. Here's something I don't understand. I think we should enter airplanes back to front.
Yes, same.
And we do unload them front to back.
Yes.
But listen, you have to do the zipper method. It's this row, then this row, then. Don't cut me.
Oh, that
do
too.
not.
Yeah.
And don't edge your way. I mean,
And
we
don't
talked
be
about
breath-
this
and
with
don't
lines.
be breathing heavy.
No.
You know, if that sweet lady needs a couple more minutes, give her a couple more minutes.
Right. Where are you going?
It's like, why? Okay, you might have a connecting
Are
flight,
you on
but
supermarket sweeps
and
when
also,
you got to run through?
You might have a connecting flight, but guess what? Half the plane
So
does
does
too.
she.
Yes,
So does Grandma
exactly.
Betty.
Stop it.
Stop it. Sit
Stop
down.
the jump. Just wait.
And listen, if your legs hurt and you need to stand up, you're not this person.
Yes,
Because if your
yes.
legs hurt and you're standing up to
Yes,
stretch,
yes.
you're not huffing and
Yes.
puffing. You're not getting your
and
bag
you're not
out.
hovering.
That's a different person. I
Yes.
empathize with you.
Yes.
But if you're hovering, if you act like you are the surgeon that's going to
Yes.
do the life-saving
Yes.
surgery
Yes.
in 20
And you want
seconds and
everybody
you need
to
to get
out
off,
of and you want everybody to get out of your way.
guess
No,
what?
Grinds my gears.
My time's just as valuable as yours.
Grinds my gears.
Regina.
Those were good.
If you're a Regina, I'm sorry. For some reason, Reginas do this. I don't know. Don't hop up.
I know.
Don't hop up.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Our topic.
Before we get to our topic, I do have one more thing to
Okay.
say. We are recording this on Sunday night, and we just wrapped up a really fun thing that we've
Yes.
never done before
Never
on the
done it.
podcast.
So fun.
We launched a Patreon last fall. And for our most supportive members, so it's our $10 a month supporters, we actually hosted a Instagram, or it's not Instagram Live, it's Zoom call live with us here in the podcast
It was
studio.
so fun.
We gave away 4 great gifts. We
Four
did
great gifts.
trivias. We celebrated each other's
Wins.
accomplishments and good moments. And we had like Q&A where people could ask us. There were some great
There
questions
was
out there.
great questions out there.
So it was, and you know what's
one
the
of the
fun?
questions was from Lynette.
Yeah.
And Lynette said, and I know it's true, Joey, our youngest son Joey,
Yeah.
living in a house, roommates. Daryl and I were taking down Sunday dinner. We were doing all the things. Joey didn't have a girlfriend. Then
Yeah.
all of a sudden Joey had a girlfriend. Then all of a sudden Joey had a wife.
Well, she said all the aunties want to know.
All the aunties wanna
these are
know.
good days. Aunties out there need the story.
Yeah. And it
So
all,
we told her.
It went as fast as what you saw.
That's
in
right.
real time.
That's right.
It was all fast.
That's right. Well, our time with everybody was so great
So
and so
good.
sweet. And it's so fun to put names to faces, to hear
Yes.
voices,
Yes.
to talk to each other.
Yes.
The other really fun and visible about our Patreon community is when we're commenting on things on Patreon or in our Facebook group, and people are encouraging each other or hyping each other up or
Yes.
giving suggestions like,
Yes.
oh, I read this book, or oh, I do this, I've made this meal, try this. I love that part is
I do
when our
too.
community connects to each other as well.
I won't say her name, but we had somebody on the live Zoom that works in the OB field
Mm-hmm.
and had delivered 4 babies that today
Yeah.
and was getting ready for a 5th.
That's
and
right.
was on the call waiting, and
She was eating her lunch, waiting
she
for a
said
baby.
she said the mom was pushing and she was just waiting for
That's
her
right.
time to run in the room. And I love that. I
It's
love
so-
knowing
it
that.
was so fun.
I
I
love
know.
knowing that about the people that listen. We also had a nurse practitioner that was on
Yeah.
that. I just love knowing about more than just like, hey, I listened to your podcast, knowing about their lives too.
know.
It's just nice.
Well, and we talked about how so often we get messages where people are screaming in their cars at us. They're answering our questions
yes.
or whatever. And I'm like, this is our chance to talk to each other.
This is when we can be together.
So yeah, it was great. We'd love for you to join us on Patreon. It's such a fun
Yes.
thing. And we will do things like this in
we
the
want to
future
do
again.
we want to do a live Zoom at least once every 3 months.
Yeah. So it's such a good time. Hey, today we're talking about Jomo. Listen, we all know what FOMO is.
Yeah.
FOMO's been around.
FOMO is fear of missing out.
That's right. But Jomo is something entirely
Okay,
different.
tell me.
Jomo is the joy of missing out.
Okay, explain. Define.
So-
define, please.
Here's what I say.
Okay.
It is the
Did
practice.
you make this up,
I
or
did
is
not. This is a real
this
thing.
is a
There's
real thing.
actually,
Okay.
well, I'll tell you. The joy of missing out is the practice of being present and content with your current choice rather than worrying about the hypothetical better thing that you could be doing.
Oh.
It's truly choosing quality over quantity in the experiences that we have. So here's what this looks like. You know, FOMO is telling us when you, let's say you don't have anything going on, or you're whatever you're doing at home, and you see friends maybe having dinner together or something, people at Disney when I'm in Ohio, or, you know, people on the beach when you're in cold Ohio. And I think sometimes we can struggle with FOMO. I wish I
listen,
was there. I wish I was doing it.
Remember Linda, who I took her test and I cheated in Bible
Yeah.
class?
Oh,
Linda,
yeah.
okay.
This is not a confessional podcast.
This just happened to us. So we don't miss each other's kids' weddings.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
a promise we all made to one another, that we're not going to miss our kids' weddings.
Yeah.
Well, she had
That's right.
she had surgery on her jaw,
Yeah.
and she had I hope she doesn't mind I'm telling this, but she had an infection set into that jaw
Yeah.
when she was recovering, and she could not come to Joey's wedding.
Yeah.
And of all people for it to happen to her,
Yeah.
she has the fear of missing out.
Aw.
And she was like, "You guys are having so much fun.
Yeah,
Please
it
don't
was
have too much fun without me. I'm missing out on all the fun." That's the fear of missing out.
FOMO is
that
real.
you really don't want to miss. Like, it's kind of like when you leave the table and there's good conversation and you want to say, "Don't say anything great while I'm gone."
That's me.
Yeah.
Actually, Disney Danielle does that. She walked in the door last weekend and said, "All right, you guys can talk now. I'm here."
Yeah. Yeah.
But Jomo is when you were so content
Yes.
in the choice that you made, and you're so content in what you're doing that you actually are okay. You actually find joy in missing out on things. Listen, I don't know if you want to know this, but I'll say it real quick, is there are studies that have been done. So Sven Brinkman in 2017 wrote a book called The Joy of Missing Out. He would argue, so the big thesis of his book is that restraining ourselves in life and not succumbing to the endless options that we have in life actually keeps us balanced and helps our psyche and our well-being stay balanced and in a state of contentment. You know, the reality is there's other people. There's a researcher named Barry Schwartz that did this study, and then McLean Hospital, I think that's in Virginia, McLean, Virginia, did a study on social media and mental health, and studies showing that reducing times on social media platforms that trigger FOMO directly correlates with higher levels of self-esteem and lower anxiety. So when we reduce the time on social media, it helps us lower that. It helps our self-esteem and our anxiety. Our self-esteem goes up and our anxiety goes down.
I feel like this is directly connected to whether you're content or not. I feel like Jomo and contentment are just, they run hand in hand, because here's the thing. The older you get,
this is fair.
The older I get, the more I can look at what someone is doing and be happy for them and be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad they're having fun. I'm so glad they're enjoying that." Now, some of the things that I'm watching, like Disney, I'm like, I'm so glad they're having so much fun. I'm so glad they're enjoying that. I don't want to do it.
That's hilarious.
Now, when I look at people at things I do want to do, like when I look at someone and I'm like, "Oh, that looks so fun." Now in my life, because I am content.
Yeah, how do you process that?
I am content in my life. I am. So now when I look at something fun that somebody's doing, I say, "Oh, that looks so fun. That is something I want to put on a mental bucket list. And one day I would love to do that." But I am so glad that I am watching someone I know get to do that.
That's really mature.
I think
it's hard to get there.
I think if you watch people and you feel something well up in you that you almost don't want to like them because they're doing something that looks so fun that you want to do, and you feel you deserve it and you should be doing it instead of them, you have some work to do.
Sure.
You have some work to do. Go process that with someone.
Sure.
Because there is something within you that is cultivating envy and jealousy in a way that's not helpful for you.
Right,
It's a way
right,
that's
right.
harmful for you. That's why there's that study about social media, because so
Right.
many people watch other people's lives on social media and think, I want to do what they're doing. I want to have what they're
That's
having.
right.
I want to go where they're going. I want to drive what they're driving. And listen, here's the thing. You can too. You can too. You can tell yourself, you can sit there and tell yourself, no, I can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in a job that Well, start making those small steps toward what it is you'd like to do.
Sure. Well, I think here's the reality. This is one of my notes that I have for us is when you struggle with JOMO or FOMO or whichever way you want to go with this. I think there's like this rub or this disconnect with expectations versus reality. So here's what I mean by that is one of the terms that came out with JOMO is the glossy filter effect. So it's like using filters on your phone and all that kind of stuff. Because here's the reality. We compare our behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reels. This has helped me with this too. Let's say I look at someone that's doing something that I want to do. It costs a certain amount of money. Something that helps me is I know I can guess or can probably put together maybe some of the sacrifices that it takes to do that, or some of the time investment that it does.
Sure.
I'll be very real. I follow a lot of speakers and a lot of people that travel all over the world and do things like host events or speak at places. And that is something that is really, really appealing to me. But when I play it out, when I actually go, what are the steps that it takes to get there? There are often, in that sequence of events, there are often things that I'm not willing to do or sacrifice
Right.
at this season of my life.
Right.
You know, someone was asking me recently, would you ever want to do X, Y, and Z? And I said, well, no, because I don't want to travel that much. I don't want to be away from my family.
Right.
I don't want, for me, that's not a sacrifice I'm willing to make at this season of my life. And so you can look at the highlight reel of the person on stage at the event or the person signing a book, and all that's great. And that's good for, if those are the choices they've made and that didn't feel like a sacrifice for them, or the season of life that they're in, it doesn't feel like such a great sacrifice, that's great. But for me, sometimes there are choices that I make that I'm like, I'm not willing to sacrifice some of those things.
Well, I mean, look, there are two examples I have right out of the gate of what you're saying. Look at our live events. We show all the great parts of our our live events.
That's so
we
true.
We don't show the running to the store,
Right.
and we don't show the leading up to it. We don't show
Right.
the running around and collecting all the things that we need to
Sure.
collect. We don't show the behind the cleanup.
Well, I mean, you're a great example of that when you're cooking in your kitchen for Instagram.
Well, how about when I go to television? I
Oh.
remember the first time you went with me to television.
Oh, I've done
you
this.
You were shocked.
I was shocked.
Like the television studio is basically a warehouse.
Yeah.
When I went
It's
on
a barndemonium.
Listen, when I went on Guys Grocery Games, it was in a huge warehouse strip mall.
Right.
We did not have a big fancy green room. We sat in campers.
Right.
Literal like pull behind campers. We sat until we got our call to go into the literal warehouse to shoot that show.
Right.
So what you see and what is really happening,
Sure.
they're two very different things. Now, is the highlight reel part of it? Sure. The
Right,
highlight
right.
reel is part of it. It's part of the experience, but there's a lot that happens besides just that.
Totally.
Live television, the last television segment we did, we got caught in traffic. Jenny and I were both she was on 77, I was on 71. Our segment was at 8:45. We normally get there at 7:45. Our segment was at 8:45. I got there at 10 after 8. She got there at 20 after 8.
Oh my.
And we were moving. And here's the thing. We can either panic and
Right.
and
Right.
complain and get upset, or we can just do our best,
You just gotta do
have
it.
fun, and just do it. But the studio itself, is lights.
That's right.
And it's beautiful. And then you walk out the studio doors and you're in a warehouse.
Right. That's right.
You're in a legit. So
it's like a 1970s
it's a warehouse. It's just basically a warehouse.
with a huge garage door.
Yep. With huge satellite dishes on
And
the
there's
outside.
only literally the only part that is beautiful and lit is clean is the part you see on TV. Literally, you could take 5 steps out of the shot and it's a warehouse. Truly, TV is such a good example of that.
Such a good example.
You know, I think sometimes for me, a good practice for me, especially as I've gotten older, because I do have a FOMO personality. Now, my wife is a little bit more content. She's a little more like, I'm good.
Yeah.
You go.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
I
love
think
that
what
about her.
helps me and what has helped me in this, working this out, is I like to play it all out. I play it all the way out to the end. So let's say, for example, someone says, hey, let's go to this event, this party,
Concert,
hop in my
conference,
car.
whatever.
We're going to go. We'll leave at 7. We'll be home at 10, blah, blah, blah. And I go, okay. And I think before I commit, what's this really going to be
Right.
like? It's going to be like,
Especially when you go with me.
no, I'm not talking about you specifically, but it's like, okay, the night before I'm going to be doing this.
Right,
I'm going to be
right,
laying my clothes
right,
out. I'm going to be
right,
doing this.
right.
The day of, I'm going to be thinking, oh, I need to be there at 7. I need to
Right.
be there at 7. Then I've worked a whole day. Do I want to do this after work?
Yeah.
Who's going to be there? Is it going to
What's the
fill me up?
what
Is it
is-
going to drain me?
What is the reality of it?
Yeah, that's right. So I like to walk through what will it actually feel like? And is it going to fill me up or is it going to make me feel
That's
exhausted?
how I feel about Disney. I listen.
Why are you mad at me?
Listen,
Why do you want to hurt me?
listen. Let me tell you what I do in my thoughts about Disney. Maybe you can help me.
I don't
Maybe-
need, there's no
listen,
hope to be
listen,
had.
Listen, I think to myself, oh, it's so much walking.
It is.
And then I think to myself, oh, the lines are so long. Really?
I can help with that.
You can?
Yeah.
How can you help with that?
This isn't the time or the
Okay,
place.
okay. But and then I think, will I think it's as magical as it is?
You will.
And then I showed you a video
I know.
that I was like, look at this.
I know.
And you're like, Lee, I have been there. I've seen this in person. I was like, this is actually magical. And you're like, I've been trying to tell
I'm
you.
wearing you down.
But you know that. But it's the story that I've told myself.
Totally. Okay, here's what I think. When we say no to the noise, and yes to things that are clear that we know are going to fill us up. Things
Did
truly
you say
happen.
no
first.
to the noise?
Yeah, no to just the
Okay,
noisy stuff
okay.
in life.
Okay.
And yes to the things that we know are going to fill us up
Yeah.
or impact us in a good way.
Okay.
I think we get mental clarity. And here's what I mean by that. It's reducing the load of constantly making decisions about something. This is actually a lazy genius attribute is
Okay.
decide once.
Oh, okay.
So decide
yes,
once.
yes,
So here's what decide once could mean for you is you're like, you know what? I've been to enough formal parties in my life. I'm not going to go to formal parties anymore. I don't like getting dressed up. I don't like small talk. So when those things come across your path, you already know the answer.
Okay.
So it's reducing the cognitive load so you're not like, oh, am I on or am I off?
I'll never forget the decide once that I saw your wife do. It was gifts for teachers.
Yeah, that's right.
where you guys get all Bath and Body Works.
That's right.
Really nice
Yeah.
foamy pump soap, and she decides once and gets.
That's right. That's
Mm-hmm.
what the teachers get. Also, when you are missing out, you're actually gaining increased productivity in your life for the things that you want. Here's what happens. In FOMO, we are often talked into doing things we don't really want to do. We're often talked into things we think are going to be really fun. We're often talked into things that maybe the group wants to do, but really don't align with us. When we say no to those things, we
Okay.
experience Jomo. We have the joy of missing out because we're giving time and energy to things that we want. And listen, giving time and energy to things that we want doesn't have to be a big thing. What it could mean for you is, hey, I don't want to go out to eat because something I've been wanting to do is learn how to cook better. And so you know what? I'm going to stay home on Friday night and I'm going to cook a really nice meal.
Okay.
I'm going to pour a glass of wine. I'm going to hang out in my kitchen. It could mean reading a book you've been wanting to read. Because listen, when we play it out and we go, I could do this thing, this is how it's going to feel.
So
or
when do you know when to do it and when not to do it then?
I think it aligns with what you want and what your desires are.
Okay.
It has to be in alignment with what you want.
Okay.
Here's the other thing. It helps us create deeper connections to people that are incongruent with our values. So instead of saying yes to all the things that seem fun or shiny or exciting, say yes to the things that are with people you truly want to be with,
good.
doing things that you really want to do. You know, for me, we kind of talked about this last week with spend time with people that are great people, not just good people. For me, it's funny. We were talking in our group of friends, the friend that wrote me a birthday card, Kayla, Nate, Skyline, Eric, and his wife, Emily. And I said, hey, this person, this is a veiled story because I don't want to hurt anything or disclose anything. Somebody reached out to me and was like, hey, I think we should get together. You seem like someone I would like to get to know. And they knew this person. And so I shared it with them. And someone in the group went, I think you would enjoy time with them, but I think they're not the same in regards to vulnerability or sharing. Like, I think it would be a fun person for you to get to know, but in regards of like, are they a person that you're going to probably put down roots with or connect with? I'm not sure. Now, that doesn't mean I won't do it. I might give it a shot.
Right.
But I also think knowing yourself and your people knowing you and knowing what you want is so important so that we conserve energy and give it to the right things.
For sure. Yeah, that's good.
Have you ever can you think of a time, I asked you this before we started, can you think of a time where you had FOMO and then you went and you're like, oh, why did I do this? Why did I go?
I can't really.
You can't?
Well,
something we said before is we're pretty good at finding something fun or good.
I can pretty much push through.
Like all jokes aside, if we went to Disney sometime together, I think we would have fun.
I probably would love it.
I know. I would probably have to make you walk more than you want.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe wake up earlier and get moving.
I think I would like the castle.
You would. You would love the food.
Yeah,
you would love all the shows and the parades and the customer service. You know, I think we have a personality where we can find something really great.
Yes.
But there have been, I can't think of a lot off the top of my head, but there are times where I've literally been in situations I'm like, why am I here? Why am I giving time to this?
Yes.
I do have one. As an adult, I have to say this delicately. As an adult, I was invited to a gathering of people where there was more alcohol being consumed than what I'm typically comfortable with.
Okay.
And so I went one time and I was just like, And you know, I was married, I had kids at home, and I went and I was like, what am I doing here? My children are home and my wife is home, and it was a Friday night and I was missing pizza night for this.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that I had FOMO of it. I wanted to be respectful of the invitation.
Yes.
But what's so interesting is the next time I was invited, I went, I will come, but I will come at 8:00 when my kids go to bed after I've had pizza night and movie night, and I'll come for a little bit. And then I stopped getting invited because I think there also is an awareness that once you get to know people, sometimes your values and what you like and enjoy aren't congruent, and that's okay.
The same, and it's fine.
And there are people that are part of that story that I love, that I think are great people.
Sure.
But we just don't spend our time the same way, and I think that's okay too.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. I'm sure there is something, but I just can't think of it.
So
right now.
here's my challenge for our podcast listening community. And you're really good at this because Leanne don't do what Leanne don't want to do. But here's my challenge. Think of some low-level, like low-hanging fruit, things that you say yes to. Maybe they're things that are out of obligation or things that you just feel like you should.
That you really should be saying
Start
no to.
saying no to them, because what you're going to find is you're going to have opportunities to give your energy to things that are more congruent with your values.
Yeah.
So find those low-laying things. Maybe there is, I don't want you to
I can think of something really quickly. Recently I was talking with somebody who who felt burdened, wanted to say yes to something, but knew they should say no.
Sure.
And this is what I said. Walk through in your mind saying yes. Walk through in your mind
That's right.
saying no. And ask yourself how you're going to feel if you say yes. And how are you going to feel
That's
if
right.
you say no?
Play it out.
And they said no. And they said, oh, I feel so relieved. I feel so relieved that I said no. And listen, no doesn't have to be dramatic.
Right.
No can be like, hey, thank you so much for thinking of me.
Right.
Thank you so much for wanting to do this for me and with me. But I have so much on my plate. I'm going to have to say no. Or I am not able to do that right now. But if you are looking for someone to go with, I have suggestions. If you know,
Right,
I mean, there's
right.
ways that you can say no to something without it being dramatic. And we make these things way more dramatic in our head.
Totally.
I mean, and we can say
Totally.
no with grace and love and goodness, and then you feel so proud of yourself,
Yeah,
and
that's
so
right.
empowered and so relieved. Because if you are saying yes to things and literally you are cringing inside, you are dreading what you just said yes to, you've got work to do.
That's right. That's right. I support that. Here's my parting shot with this topic.
Okay.
No is a complete sentence.
Mm.
Don't feel like you have to over explain it. Don't feel like you have to give a whole backstory. Just say no to something. And you know what? I think it'll give you the opportunity to find something better for you if it's something that's been draining you. So that's my parting shot with it.
My parting shot is this with Jomo. If you can really cultivate contentment and being content with where you are, and you look at somebody doing something amazing,
Yeah.
try celebrating with that person.
Yeah.
Try sliding into their DMs and saying, I see what's happening with you and I'm so happy for you.
Right.
It's something I have always hoped to do, and you have motivated me and inspired me to work toward that.
Yeah, that's good.
Because we can all work toward something if it's something we feel so passionate about doing.
Sure.
And something that we feel like God is born into our heart.
Sure.
And, you know, I think celebrating people is important. And I think that, I think really coming to contentment in your life will bring you so much joy.
That's right. And maybe that also means some new boundaries of social media.
Yeah.
Because that
maybe it
also
does,
means
yeah.
maybe you don't need to scroll and see what
Yeah,
everybody's doing.
Maybe you don't.
Because I think that honestly brings a little more peace in my
Yeah.
brain
Yes.
and in my heart.
Yeah.
Let's talk about food. Listen, let's
wow,
talk about
we made
food.
that transition fast. That was like
we
boom
know.
and boom.
We know. We're locked in.
We
We're
know.
locked in
Yeah, we
over
are.
here.
We are.
We got almost 20 years of friendship under these belts. Okay, listen, it was my birthday recently. And you know what? I showed up at work. One of our podcast listeners, who is also a coworker that I work with, Heather, she had a present for me sitting on my desk when I walked in. She gets there early. She's an early bird. But she had maple cinnamon rolls sitting on my desk. And you know
She
what we
knows.
say around here?
Bring maple or don't come at all.
And Walnut Creek Cheese and Market has some of the best baked goods,
They do.
specifically maple cinnamon rolls
Yeah, they do.
that I've ever had.
They also have lovely fry pies that have cream cheese in them.
Fry pies.
And they also have a lovely 6-grain bread that I love. Really, their baked good area is really worth checking into when you go to the actual location, but also
right.
places like Mark's.
That's right.
has
Right here
the cinnamon
around
rolls.
the corner.
Like there are other grocery
right.
stores and places that will have Walnut Creek Foods products.
Yeah.
And you can check them out in your area.
Listen, if I have a true confession about Walnut Creek Cheese and Market, I buy more things from the stores in Worcester than I do actually drive
Going
down there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a haul for you.
Well, and you know, job, kids, all
Yes,
the
you
things.
work.
I don't get to Walnut Creek Cheese and Market, the motherland, the mothership, as often as I'd like. And so grocery stores in my area carry a lot of the things that I love.
they
And
do.
so I love running into like my local store like
mean,
Mark's
yeah.
and picking up some of their products.
They have at local grocery stores, not Walnut Creek Cheese and Market,
Yeah.
but local grocery stores carries the Walnut Creek Cheese peanut butter.
I know.
They carry the Walnut Creek jams and jellies.
That's
They
right.
carry the Walnut Creek pickled beets.
That's right.
You know, so yeah, they have a great line of
Listen,
foods.
if you want to try some Walnut Creek Cheese and
Yes.
Market products, you can go on in the show notes. I know, right? You can go in the show notes. You can type in your zip code and see what stores around you carry some of their products.
You don't type your zip code in the show notes, though.
No. In the store locator.
Okay, you follow the link.
Yeah, follow the link.
Okay.
I think they got it. Follow the link that says store locator. You can type in your zip code and see what stores around you carry Walnut Creek cheese products. You never know. You might stumble on seedless black raspberry jam.
Yeah.
Maybe cinnamon rolls.
You have a lot of good things in the show notes. You have our coffee beans in the show notes. You have Walnut Creek Cheese and Market in the show notes.
That's right.
You have our Patreon in the show notes.
Listen, we even have a merch store. In the show notes where people could get a little sweatshirt that says,
get a little
These are
t-shirt.
good days.
Hey, shout out to Joan.
Yeah.
Joan, wait, her daughter was on the live Patreon.
That's right.
What was her daughter's name? Do you remember?
Her daughter has a unique name that starts with an M. I believe that she's a counselor in Chicago.
What is it?
I don't remember.
I can't remember right now. I can't. Marcia? I can't remember, but her mom, Joan, is who introduced her to the podcast
and has a shirt.
And then I think it's Marcia. I think Marcia said, obviously I need to teach my mom Joan how to do Patreon. Because she should be on here.
That's right.
But she has a These Are Good Days t-shirt.
Yeah, that's right.
Love.
It's so fun. And thank you so much for being part of our podcast community. As always, you can check out the show notes.
Yes.
There's links to things that we talk about, links to coffee.
Listen, and if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review.
That's right.
We
would love it. Hey, thank you so much for joining us in this conversation about Jomo. Whether ordinary or extraordinary, we hope you see that these are good days.
This episode brought to you by Walnut Creek Foods.